Let one right here. Repentless by Slayer. Just recently listened to this. It's actually been quite a while since the last time I listened to a Slayer album all the way through. And I definitely enjoyed this one. So I'll go ahead and give the track listen here. And of course, talk a little about my favorites. First track on here is titled Delusions of Savior. Second track is Repentless, the title track. Third track is titled Take Control. Fourth is Vices. Fifth is Cast the First Stone. Sixth is When the Stillness Comes, Chasing Death. Or rather, When the Stillness Comes. 7 is titled Chasing Death. 8 is Implode. 9 is Piano Wire. 10 is Atrocity Vendor. 11 is You Against You. And last track, the 12th track, is Pride in Prejudice. So, as far as my favorites go on this album, I do like the title track Repentless, like the guitar riffs, the fast drum beats, and I also like Vices and Cast the First Stone, Atrocity Vendor, and I also like the last track, Pride in Prejudice. Mostly I like Pride and Prejudice because, while I do like the guitar riffs and all that, I like the guitar riffs for all of these songs. That's one of the things I've always liked about Slayer, that they always have these awesome fast tempo, well, mid-tempo to fast tempo guitar riffs, thrash metal riffs. So, that kind of just like really gets you headbanging, even when you don't really want to headbang. That's how I feel. But Pride and Prejudice, I like that, not only is it a play on the classic novel, Pride and Prejudice, but as far as the lyrical content is concerned, it's more about the fact that there seems to be, unfortunately there are a lot of people nowadays, maybe even since the beginning of time, since unfortunately there's a lot of people that do take pride in being prejudiced, and some examples would be different white supremacist groups, other lesser known groups, or just people who don't necessarily associate themselves with any kind of racist group or prejudice group, but they still nonetheless like to point the finger at, again, another example is people who like to blame different problems, either their personal problems or the problems of the country or government. They like to blame it on a particular minority group, ethnicity, particular group of religiously devout people, or I'm sure you get the point. And yeah, unfortunately, there are a lot of people who do take pride in being prejudiced. Whether they do it unconsciously, subconsciously, or consciously, they still do it nonetheless. That's the way I feel. It's as far as the other songs are concerned, I do also like lyrical content for pretty much most of the other songs on this album. And then, of course, I do, like I said, I like the guitar riffs, drum beats, bass. I guess really my only one kind of complaint is that there were some songs where I couldn't really hear the bass that much. Not necessarily for an entire song, but or I don't know, it might have just been the stereo speakers in my car, that because sometimes because the speakers in my car are so worn out that I can't turn the volume up too much, because then the speakers start to rattle and they make like a buzzing sound. And but other than that, I mean, I pretty much like everything on here. Again, the guitars, drums, bass, vocals. Of course, I know that, Tom Araya, the singer, he is not widely considered to be like one of the best metal singers out there. But he is still pretty good. I mean, he's been doing it for so long. And, it's just that, usually with Slayer, they don't have a whole lot of intensely melodic parts or vocal harmonies. They do incorporate that from time to time, but it's not like a main staple of their overall sound. And, it's thrash metal. It's fast. It gets you banging your head, head banging, moving. So yeah, I also like the way this album is mixed and mastered. Got no complaints. As far as the rating goes, I'm going to give this 5 stars. It's, hey, granted, I haven't listened to very many Slayer albums. I mean, all the way through. So, obviously, I definitely want to go back and listen to more of their stuff. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'm trying to say I don't consider myself to be like a diehard Slayer fan, but I consider myself to be a Slayer fan nonetheless. It's yeah. In fact, I remember they did a show here. They played here in my hometown, El Paso, Texas. I want to say about 1.5 years ago, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to go. But from what I heard, it was pretty cool. So, yeah, they even had, I believe there was one local band that was able to open for them. So, I thought that was pretty cool too. So, the version of this album that I checked out, it has a bonus Blu-ray disc on it, which it's a bunch of live performances where they performed, I believe, pretty much almost, some of the songs from this album, and then others from some of their other albums. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch it because I don't have a Blu-ray player. I got a DVD player. I got lots of DVDs, and I don't know. I've never really considered even buying a Blu-ray player, because I mean, don't you have to get a special TV for that as well? Or I don't know. Let me know if you know about that. So yeah, that pretty much does it for my review of Repentless by Slayer. Again, I give it 5 stars all the way. So yeah, thanks for watching this. Thanks for listening as always. Till next time, don't forget to keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.